TV pictures of you coming from that room." Who is Jake Russo?" asks Greg. Suddenly, he's not feeling very well. "An artist," says Mike. "His pictures sell for thousands of dollars, and his sketchbooks sell for thousands too." "Do you have them?" asks Mike. "No, a girl has them," says Greg. "What girl?" asks Mike. "A girl with green eyes," says Greg. And he tells Mike about Cassie and her stepfather. "But it's not true," says Mike when Greg finishes speaking. "Jake Russo doesn't have a wife or a stepdaughter. You have to find that girl and get the sketchbooks, Greg. And you have to do it before the police find you." Greg walks home to his one-room apartment. "How am I going to find her?" he thinks. "She has Jake Russo's sketchbooks now, so she's not going to meet me again. Is she going to sell them for a lot of money?" There is a police car in the street next to Greg's apartment. "Oh no!" he thinks. "They're waiting for me. I can't get into my apartment now." That night, Greg sleeps on a train in the subway. But early the next morning, "Hey, you," says a man. He's the subway cleaner. "Get up. You can't sleep here all day." "Sorry," says Greg. People are arriving to get their trains now. One of them stops and looks at a photograph in his newspaper, and then at Greg. "It's him," thinks the man. "It's the young man in the newspaper photograph. The police are looking for him." Suddenly, Greg sees the man looking at him. And he sees his picture on the front of the man's newspaper. "I have to get out of here quickly," he thinks. The man with the newspaper finds a policeman. "It's him," he tells the policeman. "The hotel porter." "Hey, you!" the policeman calls to Greg. Greg runs. "Stop!" calls the policeman. Greg doesn't stop. "I have to get out of this uniform," thinks Greg. "People know I'm the porter. Maybe Mike can give me something different to wear." When he gets to Mike's apartment, Mike opens the door. "I need something to wear," Greg tells him. "I can't go back to my apartment. My picture's in the newspaper, and Yes, I know, says Mike. It's okay. Come in. Where's the girl? Asks Mike. Do you know? No, says Greg. What can you remember about her? Says Mike. There must be something to help you find her. Yes, Greg says suddenly. Her key! A key to a room in the Dolphin Hotel. It's a small, cheap hotel near 42nd Street. She must be staying there. What's the time? Nearly 9 o'clock, says Mike. Maybe she's there now, says Greg. I have to go. Thanks, Mike. 20 minutes later, Greg is near the Dolphin Hotel. Am I too late? He thinks. Suddenly, Greg sees Cassie come out of the hotel. Cassie! He calls. Wait! I have to talk to you. Cassie sees him, but she doesn't stop. There is a car waiting for her. She says something to the driver and gets into it quickly. Oh no, says Greg. Pier 83, says an old man in the street. Greg looks at him. What? The girl is going to Pier 83, West 42nd Street, for the Circle Line boat, says the old man. Greg smiles. Thanks, he says. And he begins to run. Greg runs all the way to Pier 83. People are getting on to the boat, and he gets a ticket. On the boat, Greg looks for Cassie. But a woman with a newspaper is looking at him. It's the young man in the picture, she tells the man with her. Call the police, Eddie. The man gets his phone and calls the police. Some time later, Greg sees Cassie. She is talking to a man. But Greg does not see two policemen get on the boat. They quickly find Greg. Where are Jake Russo's sketchbooks? The first policeman asks him. I don't have them, says Greg. You don't want me. You want her. She has the sketchbooks. Hey, look. He's right, says the second policeman. The two policemen move quickly to Cassie and the man. I don't understand, says Cassie. How "The two of you are coming with us," says one of the policemen. "You're in trouble." Later, Greg and a policeman take the sketchbooks back to the hotel. Jake Russo is very happy to see them again. "I'm sorry, Mr. Russo," says Greg, and tells him everything. "It's okay," says the artist, smiling. "But stay away from girls with beautiful green eyes."